and good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Retweet. I'm doing a scope early. I'm just going to be on for a little bit here. Taking a Twitter break. It's been a rough week all around. Meg got suspended 20 times. I had to lock my accounts down. I didn't do anything, but I still had to lock them down so I wouldn't get banned as well. So those got locked down. I seem to be safe. GOWDY and GOWDY have suspended all investigations into the Democrats in the Congress. They said it's officially over. That's done. So my mom called me on Christmas, very upset. She's got spots on her lungs and thyroid and liver. So she thinks she's pretty well past later stage of cancer, but we'll know more. She goes to see a specialist on the 7th, an oncologist, but yeah, it's been a rough week. Not a good week, so that's why I took some time off. I've been talking with my brothers and sisters about, what we're going to do for her and what her options are. So, yeah, but we'll know more on the 7th, but it doesn't look good. I mean, when you're old and you get cancer, really, what can you do? There's not much, She's already come to terms with what's probably going to come. She's braver than I can tell you that. But happens, right? Are you all smokers? Yeah, my mom, she was married at 16. It doesn't matter. It has, people blame stuff on smoking, and I'm going to tell you something about smoking. A lot of people go, oh, it's all smoking. I don't know, man. My father, God bless him, he's 75 and still smoking. I think cancer is, she's 69. So, she's young, but she's not young, I mean, her, on her genetic side, on her mom's side is, cancer runs really bad on my mom's side of the family, and then on my dad's side, people live to be 100. So it all depends, I mean, it's called genetics, My grandmother, she died at 60 of cancer. My other grandmother died at 63 at cancer. My great-grandmother. So it's, on that side of the family, cancer is very, it runs rampant, man. And people die young of it, My grandfather, on that side, he died at 73. He made it a lot longer of cancer, too. But, yeah. So we're just trying to figure out what to do for her, she's, It's a tough thing to grasp, and where it's in so many spaces, three spots, it's a lot of cancer. We'll know more anyway. She goes to the oncologist, but she was pretty optimistic though. She said she outlived her mother and her grandmother. So, have you heard of IPT, insulation potential therapy? No, I haven't. We'll know more. Like I said, she's going to see, the specialist on the 7th. But I can tell you this. This is how my mother started out the conversation. And I started crying. She said, "Did I love you enough?" I said, "Oh, geez, Mom, of course she loved me enough. What are you talking about?" I was like, wow. Her first thing to me after she told me was, "Did I love you enough?" I was blown away by it, Not thinking of herself even at that point in time. She was thinking about us, if we felt like we were loved and had good childhoods. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. So that kind of hits you in the gut. So, hits you right in the gut. But anyway, getting off that subject. Don't do this now. I'm gonna cry. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to make people cry. People just keep messaging me what's going on, so I thought I'd at least give a little rundown on the situation of the week and why I haven't really been on a whole lot. I've been kind of chilling in my own brain, and so that's why I haven't been on. So I took a little time away. And, I didn't feel like dealing with Twitter and dealing with the crazies and dealing with the crazy stuff. I just said, nah, I'm going to take a break. So, yeah, moms are special. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's mom is special. Always, you know. But anyway, moving on to better things. I didn't want to get too wrapped up in this today. So, like I said, Gowdy and Goulet are going to, they're stopping all the Democrat investigations, which I figured was coming. You know, I mean, really, these people who are, you know, grifting people right now, they need to stop. They need to stop it. There's nothing going on with anything. You know, I mean, the big story came out yesterday. You know, there's no arrests that are going to happen. There's nothing like that's going to happen. You know, these people need to cut it out. The more, I hadn't gotten on Twitter all week, and I see a lot of these grifters still doing what they're doing. It's absolutely disgusting. But, you know, it's all going to be shattered soon. You know, shit's going to be going back to normal. All these grifters that are playing this QAnon nonsense, because it's debunked as of this point. I mean, it's totally debunked. You know, if you're still pushing that narrative, you're doing it because you're a con artist and a scammer, and you're scamming people, and that's why you're doing it. So, you know, if you're pushing that narrative of the QAnon nonsense, you're scamming people. You know, you're scamming and you're stealing from people around you, and you're not really conservative. You're a scam artist and a con artist. So that's my take on that whole situation. You know, and there are 4 QAnon accounts that are mass reporting people that don't like Q, by the way. I can give you these accounts. I got them in an email this morning. One called Pat Goals, Ender 12, Tyranny Gold 35, Wolfie's Revenge. Those 4 accounts are working together to mass report conservatives that speak out against the QAnon crap. So just so that you know, if you're smart, you'll go ahead and block them. They're mass reporters, just so you know. Also, yeah, some of the QAnon stuff has been linked to misinformation propaganda. Yeah, people like him, just grifting. Grifters, man. I'm done with all the nonsense at this point, you know. I'm not looking for any more nonsense. There's fucking scam artists out there. They're not really conservative. What do they do for the conservative movement but push conspiracy theories? They're absolutely fucking useless. I mean, to the political party. They're fucking useless. All of these guys that are doing this are fucking grifters and scam artists. They don't do anything. All this QAnon nonsense is doing nothing for the conservative movement except stupidity. You know, it's all dumb. So, you know, if you're still following that, you're a moron. Especially after the news yesterday. You know, I mean, come on. How many times do you got to be told that nothing's going to happen? I mean, how many times do you need a sign? I feel like, here's your sign, you know, from Jeff Foxworthy. Here's your sign, but here you go. I just want people to understand. You know, this ain't me saying it. This is the Congress that's sending it, and the Senate's gonna fall right behind. I mean, look right there, boom. House Republicans quiet investigation into FBI and Justice Department. I mean, you don't need to look any further than this. It's done. It's done. You know, QAnon was a bunch of grifting grifters who took advantage of people. That's all it was. And if you're still following that nonsense, I don't know what to tell you. You're an idiot. You deserve to get ripped off, like I said before. I'm done placating to the masses over stupidity. you know, if you want to follow stupidity, you follow stupidity. But you know, it's over. It's done. Now we got to worry about getting the wall built. Gowdy was never a friend. Gowdy was a procrastinist. He never did a thing. He snowballed. He you know, he didn't do the things he was supposed to do. But here we are, you know, and it's time to move on, you know. And this is why people refuse to, you know, I don't know. They live in a fantasy world. I was talking to some other conservatives about this the other night. I was like, what is the main purpose of these people who all live in La La Land, who think that, like, you know, indictments are imminent, you know, people are going to be arrested at any minute? It's because they're living in a fantasy world. They can't come back to reality. There is no reality beyond what they're living in right now. And it's sad to see what's going on with a big chunk of conservatives. It's like, wow, they're just lost souls. So instead of, you know, dealing with what we have in this country today and how we're going to change the problems that are today, you've got, you know, a big chunk of the Republican Party that's sitting in the past that can't get beyond Barack Obama. That's not good. You're never going to move the agenda forward by living in the year of Obama. You know, those days are gone. Those days are gone. We're in the era of Trump now. Obama shouldn't even matter to anybody. Obama's in the rearview mirror, right? Obama's in the rearview mirror. Everything he did is in the rearview mirror. We've got to move forward and trying to get, you know, people to, you know, see the light and say, look, we've got to move forward with this Trump agenda. I mean, living back there, you know. Oh, and also the reporter from the Federalist, my deepest condolences to the family. I was reading the story about her yesterday, and you know, meningitis, man, is such a brutal side effect to the flu, and every once in a while, you know, a soul will get the meningitis, and it takes them quick. So, like I said, my deepest condolences go out to her family. I can't imagine what they're going through today. So I just wanted to put that out there. I did see some people, you know, trying to troll her death and, you know, trying to suck conservatives in, but they do that for a reason, because they want to get people banned. So I tend not to get in on those threads. Meg learned the hard way last weekend. I keep telling Meg not to join these threads with all the people that argue, because these are baiters. What I mean by baiters is they get people to argue with them. So then all you and your friends go to this one thread, right? And then you're all arguing with this one account, and, you know, you're going back and forth with it. But the intention of the baiter is to bring you and all your friends in there. And then they go ahead and get their friends to mass report you, and they call it targeted group harassment. And that's how they get multiple accounts banned at once, and it's been going on a lot lately. So Meg kind of was on one of those threads where she got baited, and she was with a bunch of people, and 4 or 5 accounts got banned, including hers. And so she got banned from, you know, they call it, you know, group harassment, you know, gang stalking, whatever you want to call it. But that's the new rule of Twitter. It's in their TOS violation now. So say me and, you know, Bronco and Dave and Shane and a bunch of other people, if we walked up onto somebody's thread and started going at it with them, they could get us all banned for gang stalking. That's a new thing with Twitter, by the way. Twitter's becoming pretty much an isolated fucking trash can. To tweet at people is almost ultimate ban now. You know, if you comment on somebody that you disagree with, you've got to worry about, oh, is this going to get me banned? Is this comment going to get me taken off Twitter? So you got to be careful now. It's only going to get worse, too. 2019 is going to be the year of the ban. There's going to be so many bans this year. I'm telling you, if you guys thought banning was bad as of late, you wait till what happens starting in, like, April and May. They're going to go for broke, because that's when the new presidential election cycle's going to start. You know, speeches are going to be had, things like that. So they're going to try to ban people left and right. Well, you know, Twitter is what Twitter is, right? We can't stop it. It's a liberal platform. No matter who says what, you can complain, you can yell, you can sit there and, get all upset, but it's not going to help. You know, nothing's going to change this platform. Nothing. And I don't care what anybody says or does, you ain't changing shit. I've been here for years, man, and nothing's changed yet. It ain't going to change. I reported a MAP and got her kicked off. You know, but it is what it is. I don't bother with Twitter much these days. I find it absolutely useless. You know, until the nonsense stops. I mean, from Twitter's own fucking stupid rules and regulations to this QAnon crap, I find it totally useless. Everybody's in boxes right now, and it's just kind of like, it's not even. I don't even find it very informative right now. It's so uninformative. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just find it's useless. I see the same repetitive information. Over and over again, which is kind of boring too. I mean, if you really want to read the same shit day in and day out, most certainly you can do that, but I don't find, much information. I see the same people that are supposed to be informationalists, but they repost the same information that's always been out there. How long is that shtick gonna last? Like I said, living in the past, man. It's the same shtick, the same information. I've seen it all 100,000 times. Are you familiar with Parler? I'm on Parler. Zero. All you gotta do is look up this on Parler. Just a zero. That's all. Zero on Parler. There you go. That's where I be. But I post to Parler when I can. Eventually, hopefully that will take off. It looks like it's getting better and better. I'm waiting for their web platform to take off. And then I'm going to start posting information over on Parler. I don't believe Twitter is useful for anything now. I really don't. I don't think Twitter is useful for much. There's so much disinformation and shit on Twitter, it's absolutely useless to even try to comb through it. Like yesterday, I was looking at, somebody had posted Thomas Drake with a supposed Q pin on his lapel. And so many people, retweeted this picture with a Q on his lapel, but it had been photoshopped, one. And two, if you looked up Thomas Drake, you'll understand he does not like Trump. A matter of fact, he's very anti-Trump. So if you think Thomas Drake was ever going to help Trump out, you're hitting a crack pipe. But this is where all this disinformation is, right? So you've got all these people trying to link all these other people that don't like Trump to Trump. Like, they don't even look up who these people are, what their political views are. They're all insane. That's correct. It's insanity, But Thomas Drake absolutely hates Trump and would not do anything to help him. Nothing. Nada. But people don't look up people's political views. They just say, oh, it's soon. Here comes the pain. There ain't no pain to be had. Get the fuck out of here. But sooner or later, like I said, it's all coming to an end. Whether anybody likes it or not. Kicking and screaming. Hillary Clinton's not going to jail. None of them are going to jail. I'm going to have to drag people into 2020, kicking and screaming. That's what's going to have to happen. When asked who Q is, I say I quit. That's all you need to do is quit that shit. It's stupid. But 2020's coming. We're going to drag people in, screaming and kicking, and that's where it's going. No longer are we going to play these horse shit games with all this nonsense. We got to get ready, man. We got to get ready and get ready for 2020. That's more important than anything, is getting ready for 2020. I mean, Jesus Christ. How long are you going to, like I said, live in the past? Why would you want to live in the past? It's like going through someone's dirty old underwear drawer. Are you really that into it? I don't think you are. People need to use critical thinking skills too, but That's not happening much lately with all the fucking nonsense. But, you know, you're going to still have your grifters that tell you, anytime, guys. You know, use your critical. Here's where they try to get you, too. Let me explain to you how I've been watching a lot of these different periscopers lately. And this is where they get you. Listen to my closely, because this is one thing they all have in common, and you can research this. And later on, you're going to tell me I'm right. They all say things like this with this mumbo-jumbo shit. They say, use your logical thinking skills. Be critical. Do critical thinking. Use your research skills. They all do it now. They all fucking do it now. It's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. Like, that's their shtick. They always say the same thing. And every scope is the same. Every scope is the same. They're like, guys, use your logical thinking skills. I fucking watch these scopes and I fucking laugh because I'm like, man, these guys are fucking shysties. These guys are shysting. And I just laugh. I'm like, wow. I gotta get, my boy just followed me on, where are you? I saw you there, buddy. I gotta get you up on there. There you are. Alright, we got you. I got so many people. I'm trying to follow people back on, Parlor, you know, so I've been trying to grab you as I see you. So, if I don't get to you, it doesn't mean I don't want to follow you. It means I'm trying to get to you, and I'm trying to follow you back. I'll try to get everybody as I go. But there's so many people following me. It's hard to keep up. But I will try to get everybody as I go, I promise. Maybe one night I'll be like, everybody on Parler, please tweet to me so I can follow you back. But yeah, hi from Nebraska. Hello from Georgia. How are you? But anyway, yeah, just watch. Watch these scopes and watch as they say. Use your logical thinking. Use your critical thinking skills. Do your research. It's all the same shtick. It's all the same shtick. Really listen to what they're talking about. It's the same fucking thing out of every one of them. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. But yeah, that's how they rope you in. Rope it a dope. How much fucking research do you really want to do? Unless you're really into something like that, how much do you really want to do? I mean, really. Like, I've done all the research you can on Hillary Clinton. There's nothing I don't know about. I'm like a walking dictionary on that shit. There's nothing else about Hillary Clinton I would ever want to know. Roll Tide, hell yeah. Anyway, but, you know, how much... I get the whole movement, but how much shit do you really want to look up? Doesn't it get boring? Like, this is your life. Is that your life? I'm fucking logically thinking. I have to do my research. You know, I was talking the other day about the husband that left the wife because she wouldn't shut the fuck up about the fucking the QAnon crap. And the husband left her. He's like, fuck it. And he walked out. Left her sitting on a couch. Imagine that. Your life fucking down to rubble over a conspiracy theory that never turned out. Imagine that. Destroying your whole life because you fucking, a conspiracy theory fucking knocked your life out. Imagine that. I get why he left though, man. If I had a significant other that followed that shit and was sycophanted by it, I would leave her too. I'd leave her sitting right on the fucking couch. I'd be like, bye. I wouldn't even think twice about it. I would have done it too. I'd have been like, I gotta go. I'd have dropped that bitch off at McDonald's, been like, run in there, get me a chocolate shake. Took right off. Left her right there at McDonald's. Been like, gots to go. Maybe you can find Q at the shake machine. Have a good day. Zoom. Yeah, you gots to do what you gots to do. You can't be with crazies. You can't be with crazy. Imagine the households that must be like, wow, man, mom is nuts, or dad is nuts. This shit's crazy. Wow, people must be like, Jesus. Whole families are breaking up. How could be? Oh man, must be crazy shit, man. Welcome back. I'm trying. Just saw a thread where all the Q people saying they blame Trump. They are mixing up Q with reality. They are. I mean, yeah. So things aren't going the way that these Q people thought it would. So they have to blame somebody. So they'll blame Trump in the end. Watch. That's what's gonna happen. When things don't pan out the way that they think it's gonna pan out, they'll end up blaming Donald Trump. It's what they do. And because they got to put something on somebody, right? Absolutely. So they're going to blame Trump, and they're going to say, oh, well, Trump didn't do this right, or Trump didn't do that. It's what's going to happen. They're going to have to fall back when all these grifters, these scam artists, these fucking stealers, these fucking snake oil salesmen, when nothing comes true, they'll blame it on Trump. In the end, Trump's going to be the fall guy. They're going to look at all of their followers, and they're going to be like, they're going to be like, it's Trump's fault. Sorry, guys. I did the best I could with the information. Use your logical thinking skills why nothing came true. It was the deep state. They got to Donald Trump, guys. Please, use your logical thinking. Do your research. Oh, fuck you, you fucking retards. I mean, really, that's what they'll do. Well, Trump should go see our troops. You shouldn't even be glad. That's his fucking job. Oh, man. I'm glad he went. Yeah, great, but that's his fucking job. He's the president. He should be going to see the troops. I said he should have went and seen them at Thanksgiving. I'm not a sycophant like other people, and I'm not trying to fight with anybody in here, but that's his fucking job. He works for the American people. We don't work for him. I think a lot of people have Trump's role mixed up. He works for us, guys. We're his employer. I expect him to go see the troops. I expect him to build the fucking wall. I expect him to shut the government down for months if that's what it takes. I'm his boss. These are the things I expect of him. I think people have come to be more of a fan base with Trump than saying, hey, these are the things you're supposed to do. You're president. These are the things I expect of you. That's just it, I think people, worship him more along the signs of a reality star than his job and role as president of the United States. That's a serious role and a serious job. It's not a fucking, it's not Hollywood theater. It's not, Entertainment Tonight. This is fucking his job, man. And one of his jobs, he should be going and boosting troop morale and, going over to Iraq and Afghanistan or pulling the troops home. Whichever one comes first, I don't really give a shit. But that's his job. That's why we hired him. I think people keep mixing it up. And that's why this, like I said, this Q crap takes off. Is because they, they don't know the job. Like legislation. Here's another thing people don't get is legislation, like how the government works. It's like, wow, they think, oh, think of indictments. It doesn't work that way, man. It just does not work that way. How many times who works more, Obama or Trump? I don't know. I'd have to see. I don't know, man. I mean, really, I think a president's supposed to do his fucking job. I don't think it coincides with who works more. It's the fucking job, You're there for a fucking job. You're not there for a holiday. I mean, I guess it's a coveted position, but in the end, it's a fucking job like you or me. I mean, it's no different than, some other jobs out there, right? When you think about it, a job is a job. You take on that job and you have to, execute certain things that job requirements have to offer. And being president, one of the things is what? National security, foreign diplomacy, I mean, come on. It is what it is. But build the fucking wall already. I gotta get some coffee. You guys don't go anywhere. Talk in the room for a minute. I'll be right back. Retweet my scope, too. I haven't been on in a while, so people probably don't even know I'm live right now. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get coffee. I need lots of coffee. Coffee is good for you. Coffee is good for you. I drink a lot of coffee. I don't know about other people, but I drink a lot of coffee. I love coffee. But yeah, so I don't know. So here we go. We got to start thinking about who's going to run in 2020. That's when weird scope. Well, you can weird your way out of here. You can weird your way out. Bye-bye. Anyway, so we got to figure out who's going to be running in 2020. No, I don't use sugar. So we got to figure out who's running in 2020, who the runners are going to be. And then start, we got to figure out everything. Who's running, who's not running. Even in the Republican Party, who's running. I hear Paul Ryan's going to run. That's one of the things I keep hearing. Whether how true that is, I don't know. But that's the word on the street. That's the word on the street. But guys, remember, you have to do your logical thinking. You gotta do your research. You gotta do your research. Guys, you're smarter than that. But wait, there's more. What? Trump never said anything about military tribunals, mass arrests, or sealed indictments. People still don't get the sealed indictments. They don't get the indictments themselves, Rachel. How the indictments work, and Rachel's a sweetheart, how the indictments work is that all over the United States, there's things called indictments, whether they be search warrants, certain investigations into crimes that led from other crimes, such as drug arrests, things like that. There's so many things that come under sealed indictments. It's not just arrests themselves. It's for any search warrant that's executed, or any thing that has to do with an investigation that is sealed, right? So they have to seal all of these documents. So more or less, it's more or less sealed documents themselves. And we're living in an era where they're sealing a lot of stuff, and you see the uptick on criminal prosecution of gangs, illegal immigrants, all these different facets, because Trump has a law and order DOJ, right? So a lot of people are falling under that privy of, a tougher Department of Justice actually doing its job. So those sealed indictments are nothing. They're absolutely nothing. It's on scale, I think. I would have to compare too, right? I think we must compare, say, like the Reagan and other administrations to see if, Republican-wise, does it match any of the other Republican indictments back in the day. But Trump, one thing I can tell you is that he's going after MS-13, like Rachel said, viciously. Which is good. So there's that. He's also going after other gangs such as, the Crips, the Bloods. There's a lot of gangs. A lot of people don't know. There's a gang for everything. Biker gangs. There's even Jewish gangs. Believe it or not, there are Jewish gangs. There's if you can think of it, there's Irish gangs. There's all kinds of gangs out there. You wouldn't believe the amount of organized crime that goes on in America. Even in, states you wouldn't think have it, they do have it, it's kind of crazy. Like in the Midwest, like Iowa, places like that. What is it, the name of that gang? Rachel, you probably remember it. What was the name of that gang? Shit, I did a lot of research and I have to dig through my crap, but can you get closer to the mic? I don't know how much more closer I can get to it, but I'm pretty close right now. Why is it not coming in good? Da-da-da-da. But anyway, yeah, I've done a lot of research into the different gangs. The Disciples, that's what I was thinking of. So yeah, there's even Russian mafia. Yeah, every type of organized crime you can think of comes to the United States because we are the most liberal country. So people think they can bend the rules. Yeah, I was thinking of the Gangster Disciples. The Gangster Disciples, and then you had another one. I can't remember the other one, but yeah. There's a couple of them. It starts with an F. I can't remember the other name of that gang, but they're out in Iowa. But the Gangster Disciples was another one. Yeah. So there's a lot of different gangs out there. So that's why you're seeing a lot of these sealed indictments and stuff like that. You're seeing a lot of people charged on, things like RICO and things like that. So I'm hopefully going to start my talk show back up on Monday. So look for that. Probably Monday. What is Monday? I know I wanted to do it. Let's see. Monday is the 2nd. Yeah, probably around Monday. Wait a minute. Here we go. No, we're going to start Tuesday on the 1st. No, we'll start Wednesday. We got New Year's. All these holidays, they come one right after another, man. These holidays are crazy. So we're going to start up probably right after the New Year. So I think a lot of people, it's a waste of time. These are the holidays. I don't see why people are doing all of these scopes on the holidays. I'll call in. It's New Year's Eve. Yeah. But I don't understand. Spend some time with your families, man. Get off the damn scopes. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyway. How long have I been on here? I don't know. I've just been rambling on. 38 minutes. Not bad. I've been on for 38 minutes. What else is going on out there? Not a lot. I saw the video of the transgender dude screaming at the store clerk. I laughing about that. I'm a ma'am. You're a what? I'm a ma'am, sir. What did you call me? I'm a ma'am. I'm like, Jesus, guys, freaking. Hey, what's happening? Constantine. What do you mean? Yeah, I was laughing at that video though. Friggin'. What do you mean you call me ma'am? Ma'am. Like freaking out. Scopes are for us old folks. Yes, scope. Scopey-dopey-dope. What do you mean? And then the guy who was buying the, the vapor stuff? He was trying to buy his girlfriend vapor or something, and the store clerk was freaking out. I saw that video too. But that's nothing new. Orange, yeah, thanks for sending me that, Dave. I got a chuckle from that. Like, wow. Listen, I'm a ma'am, and you will call me sir. Hey, good morning. 'Cause I'm a ma'am. I have changed genders. Me and Meg are now lesbians. You'll not make fun of me. Me and Megan are lesbians. We're lesbians. Do you have a problem with that? You will address me as ma'am. And my lesbian wife, Megan. How would that work? Like if I said I wanted to change gender, and then would me and Megan, would we be considered lesbians after? The New York was a transformer. I'm sure they made it, the conspiracy theorists made it sound like World War III was going to happen in the middle of New York City. Whoopity-doo! Transformers go off all the time. Me and Megan are lesbians. You will call me ma'am. I like them there mustard biscuits. Don't call me sir. This is why I watch you. I try. Don't call me sir. Son of a bitch, I'm a ma'am. Who would Meg is the boss. She wears the pants in the family. She's got me doing laundry right now. My lesbian lover. Lord have mercy. Robotics. Oh man, I wonder what we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to find some new shit to do now. Everything's coming to a close. Kenner Law got fried all down on the power lines. That's right. He weren't no bigger than a squirrel. Trans gamer, man, bad. I don't think he's a real gamer though. I was playing games with some of my friends that I grew up with yesterday. They've been hanging out with me a little bit, so I spent the last couple days with some of my friends who I've known since probably I was, I don't know, 17. Some I've known all my life since I was a kid, but I was playing with 4 or 5 of my friends, and we were gaming. So, last night we were playing this one game, and we one of them gave me the game for Christmas called Atlas. You ride around on boats, and so we're playing this game last night, and we're all on these boats, right? So you build your houses and stuff in this game, and you pretty much live on boats. Think of it as something like if you ever seen the movie Waterworld. So that's what's going on in this game. It's kind of like a Waterworld environment, and there's not much land there. And any land that's there, people have built these big houses and all this other crazy stuff. So we make landfall on this little patch of land last night. There's 5 of us, and we jump off a raft we've been driving around on. And we've been driving around on this raft. This is stupid shit you'll hear that, people like me do. So we get off this raft, right? So we come up to this big house, and we're like, "Ooh, this is a nice house." Well, we start checking the doors, and people can lock their doors in this game, right? So I'm checking all the doors. Well, I find a door open, right? I find a door open. We get in there, right? All their stuff is unlocked. We start stealing all their shit because, it's end of days. It's pirate shit. So we're running all the shit to our raft, right? And then I'm like, look, they're wearing all this crazy cool armor, and they all have these weapons. And there was like 8 of them in there. They were like Chinese gamers, right? So I'm like, hey, how are we gonna kill these guys? Because you can't kill them. It's like player versus environment, so you can't kill them. And I'm like, how are we gonna kill these guys and steal their shit? And I'm like, yeah, well, it's getting shitty reviews, but I've had a fun time with it. So I start punching this bee's nest, right? So I punch a bee's nest, and I get 20 bees to chase me. And I run into these guys' house, and I run upstairs where they're sleeping. I got like 20 giant bees behind me, and they sting you, and they poison you and kill you. So I run upstairs with all these bees, and then I run back down, I sprint back down, and I run out the door, and I close the door. And all I hear is people dying from the bees inside. So I pretty much trapped a shitload of bees in these people's houses. They all died, and after they died, we opened the door, we let the bees out, we went in, stole all their shit, and got off our raft. And as we were leaving, this is the funniest part. As we were leaving, one of the guys wakes up. He comes back, and he's like, "You son of a bitches, you robbed us." And we were like, "Don't bitch, don't whine, get yours like I got mine." And then we drove away on our raft laughing, 5 of us, while this one guy stood on the shore crying because he just had his whole life robbed in the game. It was fucking epic. We were laughing our asses off, though. Funnest time I ever had. Robbing people in this fucking... It was the best, man. It was the best. They were so fucking mad, though. They had all these special weapons and these special, like, patterns. And we took their boat sails. We took all kinds of shit, and we just drove off. They were so mad. It was so bad. It was the funniest shit. But, yeah, it's what you get when you leave your door unlocked in a pirate game. What were they thinking? Keeping their door totally unlocked. We just walked in and we were like, what's this? What is all this? It was the best time. But this is my real world friends. See, we all organize and we get on together. And every once in a while, I'll get on and game with them. And they love my shenanigans because I always come up with some stupid shit. Because that's the way my brain runs, right? I'm like, how can we manipulate the game environment to better suit our needs? Well, I found one. We were robbing houses. We're supposed to rob some more houses tonight in the game, so maybe I'll stream it if we find a house to rob. I'll have you guys watch and you can laugh. Yeah, but it's a pirate game, right? And that's what I was thinking. I was like, hey, man, this is a pirate game. Like, you're supposed to steal people's shit. That's the whole point of being a pirate, right? Is stealing other people's shit. So I was like, I'm going to really be a pirate. And my friends were laughing. I'm like, this is piracy, man. You're supposed to steal. It's your one job as being a pirate. Right? Steal everybody's shit. Loot them and go. So we're building a bigger ship right now. We're hoping to get this big one going tonight. We've been riding around on a raft just stealing people's shit. So hopefully we get a bigger boat and we can steal more shit with a bigger boat. Captain Jack Sparrow. I can't play all these fancy games. I can't play. Oh, back, left, right, right, down, up, Z. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Gosh, I remember that. Oh, hours of that, man. Back in the day. Kung Lao's fucking kung fu kick where you're up in the air. Oh, yeah. Old time Mortal Kombat, man. How about with the Sub-Zero where you would punch him and freeze him? Oh, thank you. I have. I've been talking to my mom quite a bit in the last couple days. Yeah, my oldest brother's got everything under control though. He's been doing good, so he's gonna take her and my dad to the appointment next week. I think it's next week. It's either next week or directly the week after. It sucks too because it's right during the holidays. So yeah, it's the week after this coming, but. True. Zero, what do you think about Larry Klayman? I don't know. I haven't been on, Rachel. I haven't been keeping up with anything. I've kind of gone into a slumber. So I haven't really been keeping up with a lot. I'll have to look it up. I don't know. What is it? Explain it to me. I'm right, you know? I played Ultima 2, man. Dude, that's way back in the day. We used to build houses and throw the flowers on the ground and just kill people. We used to camp outside of portals, me and my buddies, the ones I game with now. We go way back. We would sit out in front of the portals in Ultima Online, and as people came through the portal, we'd slaughter them and take their shit. There'd be like 10 of us just watching portals. But that's the way you do it. That's how you win at those games. The more people you have, you just butcher people. If you coordinated and work good. And then you'd have your lances on the mounts. Remember that? You're talking old school, man. I've gamed with the best of them. Yeah, Chaos versus, yeah. Fucking back in the day, man. I used to love getting on the knight. Getting on your little ride. And, I was there the night Lord British died. Yeah. Check out his YouTube, Freedom Watch. He represents Corsi. Bundy's. He is Bulldog. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, Ultima. That's an old game, man. It's one of the goodies. One of the goodies, man. Yeah, gaming's fun, man. Gaming helps take stress away, too, once in a while. It's good to game. Those were the days, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, you know, vanilla World of Warcraft was good too back with that. Whose charity will GoFund Wall money go to? Republican News. I hope it goes to a veterans cause, right? That's a lot of money. I think, you know, if anything, they should donate it to veterans. I mean, that was a lot of money raised, and a lot of good could come from it. So I think, you know, they should probably donate it to the veterans. And, you know, use that money for them. I'm all for it. You know, that's what they should do with it, but that's my personal opinion. He's also the original founder of Judicial Watch. Nice. Well, Trump's going to hire who's going to hire, right? I mean, at this point, I just take it day by day. I don't really, you know, kind of like all them secret sealed indictments. It's going to happen any day, guys. You know, I don't know how people can keep falling for that. It's going to happen. October, November, December, January. January's the next deadline, by the way. And we're almost, we're a couple days away from the next big Q. Everybody's going to jail for the holidays session. So, you know, nothing's going to happen. I can tell you that. We're going to move into February, then March, then April, then May. Then June, then it's going to be Trump's going to get elected again. Then they're all going to go down. We promise. Rinse, wash, repeat. You know, same thing every time. You know, it's going to be the same exact fucking thing in a circle. And fucking potato heads are going to be like, in the circle. You know, think of it like this. This is QAnon. A wheel and a mouse. A wheel and a mouse. That is QAnon. That is your QAnon experience. You're chasing that little dangling carrot, but you're inside a wheel, and it never really goes anywhere. You're just running in a fucking circle. That's it. That's all you're doing. You're just running in a circle. It's never going to go anywhere. That's what it is. You're a mouse in a wheel. If you're still thinking that, you're just... You're a fucking gerbil. You're a fucking gerbil. You're on a wheel. You're just running in a circle. You think you're going somewhere. You're thinking you're thinking you're going to get somewhere, but it never happens. You're never going to quite get there. Right before you get there, guess what? Nope. Right back where you're going. On the little circle. Spinny, 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 spinny. And the talking heads will be like, it's gonna happen, guys. You just gotta think logical. You know, every time. You just gotta be logical. You just gotta use your reasoning. It's just logical, guys. Anybody who still follows Q should be put into a fucking mental ward. Really. And locked away. At this point. They're fucking mentally fucking incapable of thinking. I mean, they talk about being logical and having critical thinking. If you still think that shit is real, you can't logically think, and you ain't got shit for critical thinking skills. You just don't. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. What you have is you've been had, you've been bamboozled, you've been hoodwinked by other people's platforms who stole your fucking money. You bought them Apple laptops and Apple computers. You bought them fucking brand new cars. You paid their house payments. What else did you do for them? You did all kinds of shit. You don't even know. You gave them fat bank accounts. Some of them people were raking in 40, 50 grand a month. Hey, why not? You know, I mean, if it's, you know, the thrills are paying the bills and you're getting paid 40 grand a month, man, fuck. I mean, you just looted. You know, I've watched these guys. They've bought expensive cameras. They've bought whole fucking server network systems. I watched these two guys. They bought a whole fucking... You know, I asked for people to help me with a processor. These guys bought like four machines. Yeah, they're buying pinball machines. They're buying fucking arcade stand-up machines in their living room. You guys are fucking footing the bills for these people that are fucking, you know, they're not doing anything but fucking, you know, having these, you know, $20,000 living rooms. And, you know, fucking crazy, man. Fuck. I'm living in a fucking small apartment. I don't even make enough to fucking live on at this point. I gotta go work at fucking a job now because my platform's almost that, you know, I hardly even get by. These guys are fucking buying pinball machines, Apple computers, brand new cars, TVs, houses, fucking, you name it, they're buying it right now. Don't ever accuse me of doing shit, man. Wow. Don't ever, I have never fucking, at least never have grifted on a false propaganda. I have never done that. I have never grifted people. And these people who are grifting people, they know it's wrong. Let's be real. They know it's wrong. They know they're stealing. They know they're fucking ripping people off. They're fucking, they know it. They know it's not real. But yet they're fucking happy with ripping people off. How you know, how do people live with themselves after stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from people, knowing that you grifted on a lie? I don't know how you wake up in the morning, look in the fucking mirror and feel good about yourself. I just don't. I don't see how you could wake up and be like, oh God, I'm so wonderful. How could you even wake up and feel good about yourself? You just grifted a bunch of people who are fellow conservatives, and you're not really contributing anything. You're just making shit up. You're making up nonsense with no proof, no validity, no there. I don't see how people wake up with themselves in the morning and know that they stole hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like I said, this one guy, he set up like 3 network computers in his basement, and these weren't cheap shits, man. These were like $2,000 rigs in the basement. $2,000 rigs in the basement, like 3 of them. That's crazy shit. That's $6,000 there, and arcade equipment. There's another fucking 3 or 4 grand. You know, new house, they moved. That's another fucking 7-8 grand. How are people not seeing what these people are doing? One guy bought a new car, bought a brand new Jeep, 2018 Jeep, and paid cash. That Q cash pays out, man. Bought a brand new Jeep. I know so much shit that's going on, people. If you knew exactly what I knew was going on with these guys, you would be in fucking shock. Because I get updates, man. I got people on the inside with all these people. I got people who are watching certain things. And I'm making a little list of everything that people are doing, what they're buying, how they're buying it. Because one day a story will be written. One day a story, when this is all said and done, people are going to learn the truth about a lot of shit. I'm just waiting for it to die down. And then I'm going to bring the pain. Let's just put it that way. We're going to bring the pain. We're going to bring the pain when this is all said and done. Because all of these grifters who bought the new cars, the new houses, the expensive toys, all of that, we're going to bring the fucking pain. I can tell you that. And their names will come out. Everything they bought, everything that they spent, everything that they took in from the old people. We're keeping a fucking list. We're compiling. We may not talk about it a lot, but when the story gets printed, they're going to be famous. They're going to be famous for the fucking grift that they did and how much they actually grifted. And we're not talking a couple bucks. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars between like 8 people. Hundreds of thousands. Not just a little bit. That's a lot of fucking money. You know, and that's more than enough that you need to live on. That's more than enough. I mean, these people are fucking grifting. I have never seen anything like it. You know, and they can get on their scopes and they can preach and say how, oh, well, we're doing a service and we're building our platforms. Oh, fuck you, you are. You're grifting. You're fucking stealing from little old ladies and little old men. That's exactly what you're fucking doing. You're not benefiting any fucking thing. You're not doing anything for anybody. You are fucking stealing from old people. You're using God and you're using religion to manipulate conservatives with your phony fucking scam. And one day it's all going to come out. Like I said, we're keeping a list. We know what people are spending. We know about their new Jeeps and their new cars. And it is what it is. No, nobody, you can't sue. That's the thing. You can't sue. If you're a sucker and you're giving money to this, you're just a sucker. But will their names be known? Oh, yes, you bet your ass. You bet your ass, because we know about your new Jeeps and your new cars. And your new houses and all your fucking fat bank accounts. We know about it. We're like Santa. We're keeping a list of who's been naughty and who's been nice. But we know. People tell us things. And we just shake our fucking head. The whole lot of them. Anybody who's made a big platform and who's promoting this now are grifters. It is what it is. I hardly speak to any of these people. I don't really care. They're not my class of people anyway, so. But they know who they are. I don't even have to say names anymore. You know who they are just by what they're doing. You know who they are. You know, but, grifting people where you can buy a new car and you can buy 3 new fucking servers to put in your basement. $2,000 servers. And like, pinball machines and arcade machines and new furniture and fucking, going on spending sprees where you're buying new video equipment, camera equipment. One person, they all bought brand new Apple iPhones for the whole house. There was 5 iPhones there at $800 a pop. They use God. That's how they manipulate people, Kev. It's God. They're using God. If you look in the Bible, if you read your Bible, it tells you not to do that, right? You can believe in God, right? You can preach the word of God. But what you cannot do is use God's name in vain. And what that means by saying this is that I personally cannot take God and use God in order to manipulate and make money off people. That is using God's name in vain. That is using God's name in a selfish and greedy manner to benefit yourself. It's no different than some of these, pastors who play this game where they, like Joel Osteen. He's a fucking scammer too. But what they'll do is they'll use God as a way to enrich themselves. They'll use God to enrich themselves. And that's what these guys are doing. They're using God in order to manipulate the masses to make money for their own selfish need and their own selfish greed. And how people haven't caught on to this is beyond me. But, because people do this stuff. You gotta realize people absolutely scam people. Scam artists are everywhere. They are. And, if you're going to do a platform, at least keep it honest. Don't bring God into it. And don't bring, all this other stuff. I mean, God is supposed to be a personal experience, right? I leave it to the preachers to, and a preacher is somebody who goes to church, right? Not some guy that sits on the internet and calls himself a prophecy guy, okay? Let me tell you something. If a preacher who says he's a preacher but has never been to church on a regular basis, he's fucking lying to you. Like I said, the pain will be brought at a later date. It will. A lot of things will be learned. A lot of things will be learned at a later date when this all is said and done. I'm just waiting for it to be over. When the prophecy dies, you guys are going to find an interesting article that's written on everything. And, God has a big role in this QAnon shit. And you're going to read about how God was used to manipulate and distort the facts and manipulate the masses into something that wasn't real. And you're gonna be in shock. Like I said, with the amount of money that was spent by this crowd, you are gonna be in utter shock. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. They aren't just making a couple bucks. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. One person's Patreon is at $4,000 a month. That's just free money. Patreon, 4,000. Boom, committed. Buy 4,000 grand. Boom, boom, monthly. Boom. I make $82 off Patreon a month, by the way. $4,000 just on Patreon. That doesn't count their PayPal me. That doesn't count their Fundlies. That doesn't count their GoFundMes. That doesn't count their whatever else they're using. We're talking, they're using all of these platforms to cross-fund themselves. And we're not talking a couple. Like I said, it's hundreds of fucking thousands of dollars when you stop and think about it. Because during the scope, people will donate their PayPals at the same time. Hey, have a great day, Margaret. So, you're looking at all this money that's being raked in. It's a lot of fucking money. It's so much money that these guys... And it's crazy. But that's why I'm hated, because, I speak out against this stuff. And these big platforms, they'll tell you, if people say bad about Q, they're bad conservatives. That's how they get everybody, And that's how they try to silence the rest of the crowd, is that they use the manipulation of the masses to do it. And they're like, if anybody says anything bad, guys, about us getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, remember, they're not really conservative. So if you speak about the grifting that's going on and the manipulation and how much they're stealing from people, they automatically, have you targeted, and they don't want their secret to be known that they're raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you don't believe me, ask one of them to show you their bank accounts and receipts. The one that's got the brand new car. Say, hey, show me your receipts. And he's got hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. I'm just saying, man. And if you don't believe me and you've got a little extra money and you follow QAnon anyway, here's what I got to say for one of you rich QAnon followers. Go ahead and hire a private detective. They're pretty cheap. And send him that way and say, I want to know exactly how much money this guy's raked in. And when you get the report back and you find out he's raked in over $1 million, you're gonna feel like a big fucking sucker, and you're gonna thank yourself for spending a little bit on a private investigator to find out exactly what they raked in. You'll be fucking surprised. You'll be in utter shock at the cash they raked in. Because if you think nobody's looked into it, yeah, they have. Now comes the pain. But yeah, it's utter crazy. You know, just because people don't talk about stuff too, doesn't mean it's not being looked at. By the way, everything's always being looked at. Everything is always being looked at in this country. That's the good thing about living in a free country. Who's raking in millions? There's 8 people. About 8 people are raking in quite a bit of money. You know, it's over the $1 million mark. It's over the $1 million mark. Between all of them. Between all of them. Just think of all the platforms. You'll find them. There's 8 of them that are raking in loads and loads of cash. Loads and loads of it. It's selling. It's like crack. It's like crack. Can't wait to burn down. We'll go. Oh, it's gonna be a glorious day. But you know, it is what it is. But anyway, I am going to get off here. This has been a hour-long scope. I'm gonna be back, like I said, soon. And when I come back, we're gonna move on. But it looks like, you know, we're leaving the phase of the Hillary Clinton era and all that shenanigans. Can you name names? I don't have to name names. All you have to do is look up QAnon scam and their names will all be out there. Google QAnon scam and you'll find every last one of their names. You know who they are. I don't have to mention names anymore. It's the people that are driving brand new cars and rolling around with brand new Apple computers and rolling around with brand new houses and brand new electronic equipment in their living room, such as arcade, stand-up machines, and you know, Apple, servers. And Jesus, man, I wish I had that kind of equipment. But hey, man, but hey, you guys be good. Remember, don't fall for scam. Fucking assholes. They're fucking dickheads. Oh, man. I can't stand them. Anyway,